listening to and watching Saying What You Want podcast. Hey, check it out, man. You already know who it is, man. It's Gas.
And Monique Meraz.
And we are back with the Saying What You Want podcast. As you see, man, where we at? We at the pergola, man. Come on, let them know who it is, man.
Come on, man.
We got a
The
special
Russell
guest
here.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man. Good to have you today, brother.
Come on.
I appreciate you coming through and, even giving us the opportunity to come to your space.
Man, gratitude.
You know what I mean? Because it's definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's just go ahead and get into it. We're gonna keep it real transparent right here, man. We've been watching you for quite some time.
Yeah.
A good amount of time, actually. You know what I mean? I think we had, if I'm not mistaken, we had the privilege of sharing a stage in Monterey.
Monterey.
Yeah.
Hey, that was my first festival ever.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That was a dope festival.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was definitely a dope one. I got the chance. I'm not really a person that goes to too many concerts, so that was the first time that I got to see you perform live, and it was dope.
Fire.
But one of the things that I noticed when you went up there to perform, you went to the crowd after.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I mean? Which a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we talk about all the time, because I feel like we in an era where people don't know how to keep a player. You know, hating is automatically instilled in people nowadays. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It's almost
if it ain't me performing, I'm gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we didn't know each other from a can of paint, bruh. But that was respectable right there. You feel me? That right there, like I said, that show you what type of character somebody is. You know, you already had a little buzz going. We done seen you on the social media before that.
Yeah.
We shared the stage, and now I'm like, okay, he went into the crowd. Next person would have been in the green room. Like, it ain't my time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it was dope. It was dope to see you do your thing. And since we've done that, bro, it's been crazy for you.
You know what's hella funny about that show? You had you was throwing out merch.
Yeah,
Remember? And you had threw out some shorts. I forgot what the hell it said, but it was like booty shorts for a woman.
Yeah.
Threw that shit into the crowd. My fucking engineer called him.
Oh my God.
Was that brother that was just out here right now?
We was roasting. Nah.
Okay.
We roasted that nigga for months about that shit. That nigga called him and was like, oh, opened them up and was like,
Some booty shorts.
Bro had the extra small hoochie daddies and shit.
I was dead.
Hey, but you know what? Like, one of the things that I noticed, like when we do these shows, is like I see you had the merch thing going crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I really respected what you was doing when you first started off, bro. And one thing we do here on Saying What You Want is we give flowers. You feel
Come
me?
on.
While people still here to breathe them. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I noticed is the fact that we saw you on social media. Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of your interviews, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. We not gonna come up here ask you where you from or nothing like that.
Please.
We familiar with all that. You know, I'm an artist too, so I know what it is to get repetitive, ask questions when you're doing a press run. You know what I mean? So here on Saying What You Want is exactly what we said. We say what other people want. You know what I mean? So we won't keep it a little transparent today, man.
Right.
Go ahead, babe. I'm gonna let you kick it off right there. I know you had some questions that you wanted to ask. Let's dive into it.
Well, while we were talking about interviews, we were watching some of your interviews, and there was one that caught my attention. Do you ever run into these interviewers where it just gets awkward, and you're like, do you even understand the question that you're asking me right now?
Very, seldom, just because I won't even accept the interview if I don't really, fuck with the end. Like, I usually go look prior just to see, when he tapped, I'll go look and see a couple clips and be like, either we not gonna do it or we is. The most awkward ones be the ones where it's, company produced. So it'd be kind of like a set behind and then stop interviewing shit. But other than that, I really avoid the weird. Even when people ask weird questions, I'm like.
I ain't gonna lie, we was talking about before the camera started rolling. We don't do the gossip, so we don't throw names out there. But we for sure seen one interview where you look like, bro, do you even know what you asked?
Yeah, you just had this look in your face like,
Right.
what?
And I'm like, hold on, because we trying to take notes. We take notes. So I'm watching this interview and I'm like, I don't know if I'm high, bruh, or he high, because I don't even know what he asking, bruh.
We done had some where it was a waste of time. You feel me? It's like, some people just want to do it, like, everybody got into the glimpse of like starting a podcast or a platform, and everybody don't have something to say. Some people just want to do it. So we ran into a few of those occasions, but I'm usually cool with it. Like when I'm done, I be done.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up, man. And I seen you about a year ago on the Breakfast Club, man. You were kind of in talks of like just starting off therapy. How that ended up going for you?
I quit. I think shortly after that.
Yeah, because I know you said it might not be.
Yeah, you already weren't sure with it.
I think now I would be a lot more open than I was then. Then I wasn't really like. I was more so going to therapy then for the aesthetic versus like the benefit. I just wanted to feel and say like I was doing something to change my life versus actually changing my life. So I wasn't as receptive as I needed to be to like get what I should have got from it.
Right. And you know what's crazy about that therapy thing, man, and it might not be like that for every therapist, but I know sometimes, people, they go to school, they study in certain stuff, to obviously be able to be a therapist. But some of the trauma we go through is from the hood, and some of these people don't come from the same background. Do you feel like that might be one of the main reasons why people don't fully understand this?
That's actually the beauty about mine. Like, I had an older black man who was, like, from the turf. So it ended up, like, he was a perfect match. I just wasn't in the area in my life where I was receptive to it. I was kind of, like, fighting therapy because I just didn't want to deal with everything I was dealing with. And I was, like, making up excuses for why I didn't want to be, like, I used to always tell T, I used to be like, man, I don't, because the dude had found out who I was. And I was like, I don't want a therapist that know who I am and what I do because it creates, like, a fandom and shit. You feel me? Right. But T was like, nigga, you're you. It's like there's not really anybody you're going to come into who don't know who the fuck you are. You feel me? So just at that point in my journey, I wasn't ready to go, but I was forcing myself to go.
And how's your journey going now with your healing journey? How's it going?
Man, great. Great, which is crazy, like, because I'm not in therapy now, but I feel way better now about where I am in life and what I've been experiencing and how I navigate it than I ever did back then. But it's been through so much work and so much reading and so much learning and going through so much experience and having to, like, grow from that shit to where now I'm in a completely different state. Like, I feel good about where I am. It's not too much shit that come my way that I can't handle now.
And do you like to read books?
Hell yeah.
So there's this book, because you're talking about therapy, and my family would try to push, like, therapy, go see a therapist. I don't like talking to people. I like to deal with things myself. And my best friend gave me this book called How to Do the Work. And let me tell you, when I was talking to my Nana about it, because it gives you little things to do, to write down, like little assignments. And she's like, my therapist told me the same thing. I'm like, so basically, you could do this by yourself. So if you ever get the chance, it's a really good book.
How to do the work.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm a memoir type of person. I like reading people's life stories and see how we're relatable. You know what I mean? I like, one of my favorite, it has to be the Will book. Will Smith. I read that front to back.
The most recent one he dropped.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
I'm big on, like, I get a bunch of, like, books from, like, Indian mystics and shit, like life books, Four Agreements, and, like, Sadhguru he has a book called Karma. Like, I like a lot of shit that's, like,
shout out Miguel Ruiz, too, on that Four Agreements.
Yeah, he a boy. His whole series, he got so many of them. But shit like that, like, from Chinese writers and shit, I like to read a lot of that because it just be, like, a lot of life gems that's not really associated with anyone it's associated with anyone who kind of lives, so you just kind of
absolutely. And while we was on a topic talking about T back there, shout out T, we did, we see her everywhere with you, right? And obviously you doing this independently. How important do you feel like it is to have a backbone in the shit? Because we all do it independently, but there's people behind the scenes that always hold us up.
Man, it's 100 niggas behind one independent nigga. And that's the village of what we built. Like, it's every idea that I've brought into fruition into the world in the past 2-3 years has been ran by Tieta and then executed through us figuring out how we gonna put it and bring it to life. So it's extremely important. I wouldn't be where I am without it.
Yeah, for sure. So she the one that's really stressing behind the scenes over there.
Yeah.
When something going on, she like, yeah, because I know how it is, man. I be the same way when we on the road. I mean, we do it all, you know, and that's one thing that I respect about you and you guys in general is that you'll drop a music video. You'll drop Free Game Fridays. You'll drop podcast clips. You're doing it all, right? And I feel like when I got into the whole podcasting thing, the reason I did it is because people know me for my music. When you look at my music, people be like, man, he a hoodlum. He from the streets. That's all he is. So when we started having these conversations with people, people started seeing another side of me. And I'm like, damn, this still kind of cool.
That's how you grow a base that extends far beyond rap, far beyond music. Like when I start posting interview clips and showing lifestyle clips and people see me chilling with my mama and hanging with my niggas and laughing, that's when I became a household name. Like families come to my shows, not solely because of the music, but because they love LaRussell. Like, if you go to anyone and say LaRussell, nobody could tell you my biggest song or associate me with a song. They just know LaRussell, and it's because of how we built that brand and, like, showing people the inside.
Yeah, talk about moms. I heard about them hot box sessions. I'm hoping I get an invite soon somewhere. You know? Yeah, hey, for the listeners that couldn't hear, that was the invite right there.
He said that was the invite, just to clarify.
That just happened on the spot right now. Yeah, man, that's crazy. And, you know, we always ask people before we come interview somebody, what would you guys, I want us to ask LaRussell, right? And a lot of people, they talking about your aura, bruh. Like, you come from the hood. Obviously, we in it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you feel like you stay so positive, bruh? Like, were you always like this? Did it take some time to get this positivity going?
I had, like, after I released my first album, like 2018, I had a bunch of, like, spur of life moments that kind of just, like, shifted me. Like, this lady at work put me on this book called the Freedom Simplified. And it was my first time reading, and hella long. I didn't used to read because, like, school and shit. I was like, I don't fuck with no reading. Yeah. So she put me on, and it was a quick read, and it was just, like, life game. And it made me dive deeper into getting more books. And then I ended up taking mushrooms because I was finna do my first show ever. And the homie had put me on shrooms, and I was like, I'm finna take some. And that shit just kind of opened up life to me, like the world in a different phase. Like, I remember having, like, just a lingering effect the next day, and it's just like a softer presence just talking this common shit. I just feel like everything started kind of shifting after that, and my life started moving in a different direction, and it just kind of leaned itself to it. Like, I feel like this is really my natural state. You know, like, when you growing up, you operate and exist in whatever state you need to survive or feel how you want to feel. Like, you know, I've had a very impressionable phase where I tried to lean in and fit in and shit, and I just feel like that got me to the point where I got to operate in my natural state. And this is like me, you know, at its natural point.
And I had to ask that, bro. I had to ask that for the listeners because I don't think a lot of people that don't come from where we come from understand the fact that we are automatically programmed in the survival of the fittest environment, where if you know, we come from nice guys finish last, but you changing the game, though.
Yeah.
Because now, you know, you being the nice guy, you being respectful to
First
people.
Place.
I'm assuming is the reason why you can do shows at your house and people respect your crib.
Exactly.
Because the energy you put out is the energy you're going to get back.
I was going to ask that. Where did that idea come from where you were just like, I'm going to throw shows in the backyard?
Man, I had planned to do a show in Oakland at a venue called New Parish. And I was talking to the owner. Because, you know, we were putting in the Proud to Pay shit into effect. It was going to be a Proud to Pay show, and I was telling the owner, like, you know, this is how much I'm going to pay. I don't know how much we're going to make because I don't know what people going to pay at the door and shit. And I remember he called me, like, the day before, and he was just, like, hella negative. Like, well, I don't know if this is going to succeed, and it's at my venue, and I got to make sure I pay that. And it was just hella negativity before the show that I was just like, I don't ever want to deal with that shit again. You know, we ended up doing a show, and it was hella successful. Hella people showed up, and we did our thing, but I was just like, I didn't want nobody to be able to have that effect on me anymore. And it was like, we need to build our own shit. I came the next day, and I think I told my mom, I was like, I'm finna renovate the backyard. And she was like, go for it.
That's dope.
We
saw the process. I think you even recently posted that video. Yeah. The process was crazy. You don't look nothing how it look like right now.
It
look crazy, bro. Got the logo over there, man. If y'all can see the whole thing, man, it's definitely.
This is version 3. It's been through so many iterations. Like when we first started, we just built this part. There was no seating, no bleachers, no deck for audio. Like after every show, we learned, and every year we added new things and improved it.
Man.
And let me say, it's dope to be here because I always watch it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, this is really cool back
Real
here.
place.
Yeah, Mom's gave my daughter a chalk. She over there tearing it up over there behind the scenes. She over there wondering if she could come on set right now. Yeah, man. I respect it. I respect everything you doing. And like I said, we player here. You feel me? I know one of the things that you've been instilling in the game right now is that offer based.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, cause I give, like I said, I give flowers away. I just do. I might use that. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is.
No, Mike, bro. Me and T done found out. Look at this, right? I go offer base for everything. So features, interview. You know, like a lot of people when they do interviews and go do press, like that usually be out of your pocket. But like the interviews, we do the offer system through that too. So it's like some people just put an offer in, and I end up doing an interview, and I make, you know, what I would make to go do all that run. So it's like features, song requests, shout outs, interviews, pop-up shows. Instead of waiting on bookings and promoters, I put it out to where anybody could offer it to me. So the whole community, I got 1 million followers. This is the first time ever that your followers can actually book you directly versus having to wait on a promoter or a booker. So our offer sheet, it's never ending. You know, every day I can wake up and there's something in there for me. Like just in this past month on features alone, I probably ran through like 100 plus features in the past 2 months, and them all offers, and that range from 500 to 5,000.
And do you ever feel like
as we grow?
Do you ever feel like doing so many features is too much?
You know, it's crazy. When I first started, I didn't want to do it because I was like, it's gonna dilute my shit and it's gonna water it down.
Right, that's the main
Yeah,
thing
that's
people
what
say.
we hear a lot.
I've only gotten better. I just keep getting better, and I look at it like one of them songs might blow up, and it's just associated with me, and it just helps me hone my sword and hone my craft, and it's extra marketing and promotion for me. So it don't really hurt or affect me at all. It's just a chance for me to get better every day. Usually I write songs for free. So now it's like I'm getting paid to write a song.
You do it in your sleep,
for free.
Yeah.
You
That's
feel me?
dope. Just because, you know, I didn't know too much about the music industry until being with my husband, obviously. So when we're in some of these rooms, you hear some of them say like, oh, don't do too many features. It's going to water you down, or, you know what I mean? Or people feel like you're too accessible. You need to not be so much.
You're oversaturating and all that shit, and none of that shit is true and real. Like, I am a product of saturation. And for them to say that, it just don't make sense because McDonald's been selling burgers for longer than we've been alive. And niggas still going there till this day. They only getting bigger. They're the biggest they've ever been. So how can we oversaturate if you got a product that people love?
You ain't lying. You know, because when it comes to doing features for up-and-coming artists, I ended up getting a feature, I think, 2020, 21 with E40. My manager at the time had reached out to E40, put him on 3 ways. I mean, I got an artist named Gas from the town. He's like, yeah, I'm familiar with, bro. I know Gas. Man, we trying to get you on with him. Like, what's it gonna cost? It ain't gonna cost nothing.
Come on.
Send me the record. He said, I ain't charging you nothing. Well, he did the record. He called us back. Man, let's do a video to that.
That's water.
All right. What you want for the video? I don't want nothing.
That's water.
I'm gonna pull up.
That's water.
And you know, it kind of like resonated with me because I'm like, this the reason why bruh's the OG in the Bay that's still relevant. He one of the few OGs that's not intimidated by the up and coming. You know what I mean? He don't feel like, oh, they're going to take my position. Right. He's showing love. Now, the only thing he asks, he's like, Gas, I just got one favor. I'm like, what is it? He's like, when I call you for a feature, I need it.
That phone.
That's it.
That's it.
So now when I do it for people, you know, it ain't even about the bread most of the time. You know what I mean?
And that's
so hard.
And that's why, like, the offer base has been really beautiful for me because really everything I do is damn near for free. And we just got to a point where it's like, well, we should be able to monetize off the shit we do too. So if people want to pay, the people I wouldn't traditionally work with, and they put an offer in that makes sense. And even with offer base, I still vet it. Like if I don't love it or if I don't enjoy it enough to write, I won't do it. No matter how much money it is. Like we didn't turn down 10,000, 6,000, and I'll be like, no. And it's funny, though, my G be like, nigga, it's fire. And it's like, I just can't do it. It don't feel. But the ones that make sense, it's an opportunity. Like, we did a show in Brooklyn, And I passed the mic, and one of the fans came on stage and was like, yo, I just got a song with you. I did a feature, and, like, my mom heard it, and she's like, it changed. Like, she was like, man, you on your way. You feel me? Like, fans never got that experience from any other artist, but now it's an opportunity to where, like I say, the people who directly support you, then the people who want to put the paper in your pocket, and we be waiting on everybody else to do it. Go straight to the people.
I heard from somebody that attended one of your shows that you do that. You pass the microphone, and somebody ended up getting the mic, but was talking about some street shit killing, and you took the mic back.
Yeah.
I feel that, though, because I feel like the industry is full of that right now.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the murder music era, huh?
Man, we in the murder music era. We in the detrimental era. It's like bigger than murder music. It's like drug addicts and it's just like trendy right now. You feel me? Whether that's a nigga life or not. And, you know, I'm always like, even like when I work with artists now, it's funny, we was in the studio recently and I told bro, I was like, no murder kill shit. Like, if you gonna rap about that, don't even hop on the track. You feel me? Like, we laying that precedent because I'm not trying to get behind and support that shit. And we tell niggas, like, if that's your life, do it tastefully. It's niggas who was rapping about that. 50 Cent rap about that shit, but he told his story and it was tastefully and he put you in a position and why you there. But if it's just, I'm sliding, I'm writing this, it's not even no backing, no art to it. It's like, bro, you're not doing nothing but hurting the hood. Yeah. And it's like, I just can't go for it because I live in the hood.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's respectable. And I'm sure whoever got that mic took probably went back home and probably trying to come back better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, next time I get the mic, they ain't going to take it from me. You know what I mean? So, in a way, you kind of, like, instilling it in them people.
Man,
so, we right here.
want to get better.
Yeah, we right here in the hood, man. Let's take ourselves back to 2006, man. You walk into the neighborhood liquor store. What you grabbing? What that old school liquor store order used to look like?
2006. What was I, like 12, 11? I was probably getting candy. Now later, me and my homie KJ, when we first figured out how to shoot dice, we used to shoot dice for now later because we didn't have no money. So we'd go to Boss Market and get a 25-cent pack of now laters. It used to be like 6 up in there. Back then, you could get like 6, and we'd shoot dice for now laters.
Hey, my shit was now laters and Jones Soda. Back in the day. Hey, and them now laters used to come so hard, bro. If you had a wiggly tooth in your younger years, that shit gonna come out with the now later.
In the candy.
Damn. I was a lemon head kind of gal.
You eat the now later with the wrapper. Nigga, you know some of the rappers still be on it. That's gone.
We don't know if it dissolved or we just yeah. Nah, for real, man. Nah, that's tight, man. It's just like my wife said, it's just dope to be here. It's dope to be in a space. My boy behind the camera, shout out Hive. He from right here as well. You know what I mean? So he an OG from the area. And you know, for my career as well, you know, Vallejo play a big part. You know, I was fucking with Thiz when I was 15. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was one of the first Hispanics to do it. You know what I mean? So at the time, you know, and what we talking about 14 years ago. Jeez. You know what I mean? There wasn't too many Hispanic rappers around. And coming from the town, you know, we grew up in black and brown communities. Now it seems like I'm not sure if I'm tripping, but I kind of feel like society's kind of backtracking in a way. I've been feeling like a lot of areas is getting back to some segregation. I'm seeing some separation. I'm seeing some labels. People trying to get labeled in certain categories.
You know what's crazy? It be feeling like that. I think it's because niggas stopped going outside. Because same way, like you say, like when I grew up, like my best friends was Mexicans. Like even when I went to school, I used to hang out with hella Mexicans, you feel me, and black, Filipino. But like black people and Mexicans was always like this. Like nigga, if you grew up in a regular neighborhood, you can't beat it. Like nigga, we from the same block and we outside playing the same shit. Like I used to always go across the street and eat with them and hella shit. And now it do feel like it's like a separation, but I think it's just because like kids don't be outside no more.
Yo, real quick, before we continue the episode, just want to let you guys know, today's episode is brought to you by California Capital Bail Bonds. If you need to bring a loved one home, free warrant checks, anything small or big, make sure you reach out to our people at California Capital Bail Bonds and let them know that saying what you want sent you. Let's go.
So, like, how I used to be outside so much, I couldn't help but play with the nigga across the street, so we end up growing up together, and when I go to school, it's like we all in the same pot. It's not like that no more. You feel me? It's like a natural separatism to where niggas get older and they don't fuck with other people just because they never was outside. And I don't, and I feel like it just perpetuate higher because, it ain't never been like that in reality. You feel me? But it do feel like that.
I think social media play a part. You know, I see these blogs all the time or these music pages. They'll make like the top 15 Latino rappers. Don't put me on that shit. You hear me? Straight up, don't put me on that shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I even had the privilege the first time I got invited to the Latin Grammys. This probably like 2018, 19. I said that from the jump. I want a Grammy, bro. Don't label me in no Latin Grammy. I don't do no reggaeton. You know what I mean? I feel it if I did, though, if I had a little Daddy Yankee song or something. But I think like you say, it happens naturally now to where when we was back outside, so you was with your Mexican partners, what was you eating? Some pozole, some tacos or something?
Of course.
Yeah.
You got some good taco spots out here?
Cactus, nigga, the first time I had Cactus was over there at the homie spot.
The Nopales right there.
Damn.
Nopales. Where, you got some fire taco spots in Vallejo?
We do. Yep. We
where do you
got
feel like
Taco
you'll go to?
Jalisco's. We got El Sazon is my spot though, but Taco Jalisco's hit too.
Yeah, nah, and see, that's how I grew up in my neighborhood, only Mexican in my neighborhood at the time. And, you know, what was crazy was, you know, my neighbors right here, you know, they black. My neighbors right here was black. My neighbors in the front was black. And, you know, my mom was like super old school. You know, all she ever knew was her ethnicity, her race. You feel me? But when we were growing up in the hood, there used to be an older black lady that lived in front of us, bro. And this back in the time when we was struggling, we didn't have shit. That lady was the only person that ever used to pull up on us like, man, I got food from the school. Y'all need some food. Y'all need some bread. Y'all need anything. And those type of gestures slowly even changed my mom's mentality over the years. Because we go to these Hispanic neighborhoods, they wasn't holding us down like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if we went to, you know, growing up in Oakland, we went to like Fruitville District. They didn't have those type of programs. At least we weren't familiar with it.
Fact.
But growing up in the D, we black and brown. They're like, nah, y'all one of us.
Right.
What y'all need? We ain't nobody going hungry in this hood.
race.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's one thing. You know, it went down all the way to now. You know, obviously my wife is half black. My kids is mixed. You know what I mean? So it done instilled from like childhood days all the way to how I live my life now.
Fact.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it's important for people to go back to that because that's what society don't want, bruh.
Man,
the moment we click up, it's over.
The only way that can happen if it's niggas go back outside. You feel me? Like I said, it really, like we grew up like that because you had to. Like if you played outside, your homies is gonna be whoever is in that neighborhood and on that street and on that block. So you don't get no choice. You don't even realize until you like get into the world and you like, oh shit. You feel me?
We around the same age. You 95 or 94?
94.
94? I'm
Yep.
95. Okay,
Yep.
so we
You
around.
feel me? But it's like different now. Like when you walk outside, like most of the time when we walk outside, it ain't no kids out there no more. Like it just started recently. Like we got a little homie Major and the next door neighbors, they be hooping. But for a long time, like after my generation left the block, it was no kid. They don't go outside no more. And
on
that
fucking
changes
Fortnite
everything.
and shit,
Yeah,
bruh.
they be
You feel
inside.
me?
All our
And
kids
that
be
alters
inside.
the experience completely. Like you end up going to school and they don't know how to socialize and shit. So it's like it's important to get people back outside.
Yeah, and you know what? I seen a thing on Instagram the other day that says like we just kids from the hood that's now raising little suburban kids. And
Right.
you know, some of us, you know, the ones that are doing that right, like the moment that I got a chance to move out the hood, I did, because that was the ultimate goal for me. Growing up, we didn't have shit. So the moment that we got some chicken, you know, I'm gonna take my family I'm gonna give my family what I didn't have. But over the years, as my kids get older, now I start to see like I took my kids hiking one day. They didn't know how to fucking climb a tree. I'm like, ain't no fucking way you don't know how to climb no tree, bruh.
How would they know?
Yeah,
How would
exactly,
they know?
Exactly.
They
So
were
now-
tired. They
yeah.
had no
It's funny
service.
because like I got a song where I say my mama used to have my black ass in a tree cutting down branches. Like that was part of like us growing up. Like it was no choice around it. Like, nigga, you had to do that, but they don't have that no more.
My house, our house was so small. My mom used to have company. She's like, I got people coming over. I want you guys far from here. You feel me? Don't come back to the street lights is on. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
Yeah, nah, it was back in those days. I seen an interview, man. You said something about you saw some titties on a music video to make you not want to rap.
Yeah.
I just want to know,
We
bro.
here today.
What kind of titties gonna make a nigga rap though?
Man, when you a kid, any kind of titties will make you rap. But man, my mom used to watch the Up in Smoke DVD. It was Dr. Dre and Snoop.
Yeah.
And man, they was showing everything on that DVD. I used to be on the kitchen, on the couch like this.
Peeking through.
Like, cover your eyes. For real.
I seen that on the interview you did. I was rolling. I'm like, you know that changed his whole life right there. Like, that's when LaRussell was born, right there. Yeah, man. That's major. That's major. Do you feel like you want to do the rap shit forever though? What's your end goal?
No, I think I'm a be probably done fairly soon. I got two different stances. You know, there's part of me that feel like I'll be leaving fairly soon, but I always be kind of pushing and promoting and moving things that make sense. But I do I don't have a desire to be up for public perception forever. You know, but I love to rap. I can never really stop rapping, but just being like present facing publicly and having to take, like, sometimes, man, I look at social media, like, what be going on with Kendrick and all them, and just be like, it's such a nasty state and world that I don't even be wanting to exist in. Like, I hate when negative niggas be on my page. I be like, how you find your way here? Like, I don't even want to create a space for a nigga to exist and think that they okay here. You feel me? So even for seeding, you know, like when you growing and like you get a piece that go viral, they got seeding network. So you send it so academics and then post so everybody see your shit. And I'm at the point like I don't even like doing the marketing side on that because I don't like creating a space where negative niggas get to exist and critique and speak on me. You feel me? So it's interesting. It's twofold. Like, part of me I want to be around forever so I can keep making history and people could witness and experience this type of energy. But I also want to be preserving of my state and my life and my energy too.
Yeah, and I mean, eventually you gotta really enjoy the fruits of your labor.
You heard?
It seems like you've been going up the last few years, but you're still working every day though.
Come on, every day with it.
So it's like, when a vacation look like? What's LaRussell doing when you not rapping? Like, what's your hobbies?
Tennis.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
We ride the bike. We play pickleball.
Yeah.
I play chess.
They just got me on some racquetball lately.
Oh,
I've been with them old folks at In Shape.
Come on, you got to get in pickleball and tennis.
Yeah. I gotta catch on.
No, we've been like the last month or so. We was going hiking in the morning and shit. Just I like to get outside and move.
What brings you joy? Like, what is like just true joy that makes your heart smile look like for you?
Rapping.
The craft.
Yeah.
The craft.
Yeah, like when I make something to write some shit, that's just where I feel the most free. You know, like the world kind of dissolves when I'm making music and I'm in that zone. And outside of that, like my daughter.
Yeah, I seen you. I seen she shot her first music video the other day.
Yeah, she got busy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, she was going crazy. I seen her. I love that shit because I'm the same way. You know, like I said, you see I got my youngest right here. She 1 out of 5. You know, so my youngest, she everywhere with me. She done did all the label deals with me.
I love
We've been at the studio together, you know what I mean? Executive meetings, everything. She present from the car seat all the way to now.
Oh, yeah.
Had full-on playpen in the studio.
Yep. Yeah, I remember we was at Empire right one time and Tina Davis, shout out Tina Davis. She come in the studio one time, I'm like, who fucking got a playpen in the studio? I'm like, oh, that's me.
Right.
Like, and it's just something about when I do a certain album. I think at the time I had started an album with her present, and I couldn't continue it without her present. It was just a certain vibe that had a flow throughout the whole project.
Fire.
You know what I mean? So I'm big on that. And the reason I used to pop up with her is because I'm a family-oriented individual. So if we doing business, if you don't stand on the same principles I stand on, we don't do business.
Right. And I think that's like beautiful. Like, when my mom with me or when my mom go to the studio, I think it's a beautiful thing because it's like the people you working with get to see who they affecting. You feel me? And I think that sets a different precipice just in the conversation.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense,
No,
especially
it does.
especially we was doing a interview the other day with a comedian that's cracking right now by the name of Concrete. He had a couple 4 or 5 sold out shows in San Jose. We had the privilege of going to interview him in the Improv. He had made a comment where he said, he started with music, ended up as a comedian. He said music was the passion, but sometimes your passion is not your calling.
Yeah.
Do you feel like music is your passion and calling? Or do you feel like it's more on the passion side?
I don't think music is my calling. I think writing is my calling. I think communicating is my calling. I feel like I've been the person in the industry that's been able to explain things to where everybody understand it. Even the niggas who wouldn't have had a chance prior, they get it when I start speaking. When we go into certain meetings, like yesterday, we had a meeting with like people from city council, and even now we're about to get Fairgrounds, and it took like Fairgrounds ain't had a hip hop show in forever, and it took like a little black nigga like myself to come in and speak their language and be able to communicate in a way where I'm still completely myself, but they can understand it. You feel me? Like, I feel like throughout life, you need messengers that can convey something you wouldn't typically get. I remember when I first started, moving in music, I used to get a bunch of music business books, and it's like jargon. Like, if you don't, you got to really sit with it to get it. And, I'm one of those where it's like, I got it, but I know most people ain't going to get this shit. So when we started Free Game Friday and we was breaking down publishing and shit, it was like the first time people get to hear it from somebody who look like us and feel like us and from where we from, saying the same stuff that Donald Passman was saying, but we didn't understand what that nigga was talking about because we don't speak that language. You feel me? So I feel like my calling is really like communicating, like whether it's outside of music or not. A lot of my most viral clips is interviews. It's not even me rapping.
Damn, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's a good one because we come from.
Communication is huge.
Yeah, especially where we come from.
That's literally like the difference between a fight happening and a fight not happening, a war and a war not happening. Like all of the greats in the world is like great communicators. They could deliver a message in a way that brings you ease to the situation. Like if you can't communicate, ain't shit in your life gonna go right.
Fuck it, sign my guy up for mayor while you at it.
Yeah.
Sign him up for fucking mayor while y'all at it, bro. He doing his thing, man. But you know what? I like that, bro, because like I said, the main thing that I like about what you doing is that you just doing it.
Yeah.
You ain't worried about what people think. Even the whole backyard show, right? I remember we did some shows years back where we were just like, we want to do something more intimate. So we started doing like restaurants. And there was like 100 people, 200 people, because we were doing these big tours, and there'll be thousands. And the moment that my set's over, I got to walk off stage, and you might not see me again. But we were doing these restaurants, and then every individual got to come up and talk to me. I seen one on the Breakfast Club. You talk about I was putting wristbands on people. You paid for a ticket because see LaRussell.
Right.
Like, man, our last Brooklyn show, I was outside. Like, DC, I'm usually, if you come to a show early enough, I'm outside. I'm walking around. I spend the least amount of time in the green room and backstage. Even when we do festivals and shit, because, backstage be like the most groupiest area. You feel me? So I spend most of my time where the audience is. If it's performers, I'm in the crowd watching the shows and shit. But that's why I've been able to really cultivate community. I don't have a fan base. I got like a family of niggas who fuck with me tough. Like we got reoccurring fans. If you come to a LaRussell show, you'll probably see the same nigga at 10 shows. There's not too many artists you'll go see 10 times because you're going to see the same thing. But with us, they know every single time it's a different show and you're going to meet me in a different, time of life.
Not to mention the stuff that you were promoting years ago, you still doing.
Yeah.
Like bruh had came out with the gold card years ago.
Yeah.
And y'all must have thought it was over because he was no longer promoting it, but there's still people to this day showing up to the show.
What we just hit? How many 200 gold card members. So these are people who have access to every single LaRussell show for the rest of their life. Like I just said, we announced gold cards when we was only doing like 150, 250 cap rooms. I'm about to do Fairgrounds. That's 5,000 people. If you got a gold card, you can come for free.
That's
These
dope.
Some people who invested when I was only doing 150 caps. I'm finna do an arena next year. You get to come for free if you got a gold card. You feel me? So it's like we still been pushing the line. It's just like people. I like to let people find out, so I'm not every day like get a gold card, get your gold card.
And
I
is
want
this
you
gold
to be
card
a fan.
just a physical card?
Yep.
So if they flash this physical card, they in the
Pull
dough.
up to the line with that card, and you get treated like red carpet.
So it could be resold.
No. So it's also along with the physicality, you get a physical card, but it's registered in our database.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's connected
Okay.
to you. Yeah.
All right.
So you can only get it from us.
And are you still selling them?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And it's offer based.
Yes, it's offer based. Yeah.
What you offering? What you gonna offer?
You offer because you gonna get it for me.
I'm gonna get myself
God.
one. You ain't get.
That's messed up.
Hey, everybody got to
It's
put
the
in their
first
own offer.
artist membership, and I encourage other artists
share
to
the same
start
account.
memberships. Like if you got something that's substantial, start a membership. We just started our Even community. It's a monthly subscription. Every time I make a song, I put it in there first before I go to the world. I got 500 unreleased songs in there. Shit with Snoop Dogg, shit with Busta Rhymes, I put
Is
it
that
there.
the company Even.biz that you be
Yep.
promoting?
Yep.
Yeah, I be seeing them.
So
'Cause
that's
I
some
like
shit
what
we
you
started
did there
up
when you
too.
released the project before the people got it.
Come on.
In a I wouldn't say in a way, but the last time I seen somebody do something similar where they reaching directly to the people, I think
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle had did
Yeah.
the albums, right?
Yep.
Under the Pop. People were buying 100 copies, 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, and they just kind of showed like, hey, bro, we fuck with you, bro. What am I going to do with 100 copies, but I'm going to still buy them. Run them. You know what I mean?
Run 'em.
Because I want to support.
Run them, and that's what people do. Like we did our first Proud to Pay campaign with an album in 2022, I believe, with my album For What It's Worth. Or nah, I Hate When Life's Going Great. Yeah, For What It's Worth. That was the very first one.
Shout out T.
And
She
I
in the back like,
remember-
nah, facts is wrong, bruh.
And that clip went viral, and I think we did like 20 or 30 grand off that album, just letting people pay whatever they wanted to pay. And then we did I Hate When Life's Going Great later that year when we met Even and built the technology. That did 100,000, and it was just like, this is like the wave and the formula, and it's just direct, you know, like it'll go to streaming too sometimes, but I've really been trying to build directly with the people who support me, which is, like I say, why we open the door for those people to book us and shit, so we don't have to wait on the outside validation.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
are your shows all ages? Like, are kids coming too?
Every single show is all ages.
Even the ones here?
I won't do a venue unless they do all ages.
Oh, that's
See,
dope.
yeah, okay, we
Yeah,
think
the
alike.
demo, we be
Yeah.
having a
That's dope.
jumper in the front.
Yeah.
Be hella kids out in the front doing their thing. I
Yeah.
go get in the jumper after the show. Like it's really just like a backyard barbecue.
Yeah, because people forget about that. You know, I've been on that lately too. I think we got booked for a nightclub the other day. It was the first time we did a club in years, and the only reason we did it was because it was my birthday. But I'm not a fan of that. It's just a different vibe, you know.
Right.
When the lights go down, when it get darker,
Energy
it's just,
just
it's just a
different.
different energy.
That's why we do all our shows at 2 p.m.
Daytime.
Man,
Sun shining.
I now charge extra when I got to do night shows. Like we set a precedent. It's like if I got to go on after a certain time, it's double. We're not even doing it because I'd rather do the 2 p.m. Like we start our show 2 p.m. We be done by 5. You can go to dinner with your family and chill and laugh. The sun's still out. It's just a way better energy. And at 2 p.m. is like when niggas feel great. Trying to get me
Right.
to jump and scream at 10, and that ain't my best energy. I'm tired at 10.
I'd be in bed by 9.
Typically, a lot of artists, when they get booked for shows, they always got like a special request that they want in a green room or something. You know, like we did, what was it? Same spot we did Monterey Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Well, a couple friends of mine, they throw Cali Roots over there.
Yep.
Right? So huge ass festival. Shout out my guys and shit, Josh and everybody over there. But they had Ice Cube come down. They said, bro, ask for like 2 buckets of KFC.
That's
it.
hella funny.
That's it.
Right? Simple.
Right?
Simple
I think
man.
they said what Madonna or somebody wanted rose petals
Roses
in her
the
toilet. Well, you got any special requests when they book you?
Our shit be simple. We just ask for fruit, jalapeno kettle chips, and water. Yerb and yerba mate. Like we got it in a chessboard.
chessboard.
Usually it's a chessboard on there too.
I ain't
That's probably
gonna
the
lie.
most
I'm requesting
complex
the
thing.
most fire tacos.
Sometimes I ask for frisbees and footballs and shit because
Oh,
like
shit.
to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
out and play. But other than that, my shit be simple.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, that's what's up though, because it makes it easy for people to work with you. You know what I mean?
Man, and when you make it easy on them, like the experience comes. Like some niggas really try to get over on the promoters and shit, and I like every time we leave a booking, they love us so much. It's like we coming back next year for double, you know. Like you can really, you know, because that fee shit, sometimes you'll over fee and it's like they don't get to win. Like, you got to really make sure everybody win, and they really look out for you. The promoters really, like, run that shit.
And, you know, one of the things I just want to tell the listeners right quick is the game and these free game Fridays and just what you promoting in general, that shit work, y'all. A lot of y'all, look, I don't know if it was Elon Musk, don't quote me on this, but somebody asked, like, why you give the blueprint to what you do? And the response was because 99% of the time people won't execute even with the recipe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I see you obviously got a method that you do. You dropping content, your following going up. We've even came across T's social media platform.
Yeah.
You going crazy. You know what I mean? And it seemed like y'all obviously using the same formula.
Exactly.
So it's going crazy. It worked, y'all. What y'all waiting on, man?
But I love how organic it is, too, because you're sharing the wins, but you're also sharing some of the losses along the way. And I think that's really important for people to see,
we saw you share
too.
a spreadsheet a while back off of a show.
Seattle.
Yeah, they was like, don't get it twisted. This, you know,
This
it
is
ain't
the
always
reality.
a win.
This is the reality, and I think that's necessary. We try to share all facets of growing and sustaining a business. Everything don't go well. Even like, man, I hate when we gotta like cancel a show or back out of a show, but we share that part, and I tell people why. This is the reason this happened. We not doing this show because of this. I really want to, but this is what happened. You feel me? And
Example is that, like, what's the last show you pulled out of?
Well, shit, I just pulled out of a big-ass fest because Live Nation didn't do the business right, and they went about it wrong. So, now that y'all watching, I will not be at the One Music Fest in Atlanta. You feel me? Like, they announced the show without paying me a deposit or even getting me a signed contract. I never got the agreement. I never signed it and sent it back. I never got my payment terms and a deposit, but they put my name on a flyer and announced it. Yeah. That right there is like...
Yeah. Come on.
You just got hold.
You know, if the roles would have been reversed, they would sue you. You feel me?
Right. You got to start, and that's what I like, bruh. That you know your value, you know what you worth. You ain't gonna sell yourself out for any type of change. You know what I mean? All money ain't good money. That's just what it is. Matter of fact, we did the nightclub show the other day. We executed our behalf of the agreement.
Yep.
Now, somewhere around like 1 o'clock when we're at the show, an incident happens where somebody ended up falling on the hookah, right? But the promoter, I'm not sure if it was promoter or owner, so I ain't even going to say, but with the dude that paid us to come out, you know, he telling everybody get off the stage. And I guess what was happening, I wasn't aware till after the situation, but he ended up telling my wife, like, get the fuck down. You feel me?
And for me, it's like, you could have asked me nicely. I would have gladly got down for you. But the way you came at me, I had to let you know, okay, look, you got me fucked up, for one. Because you could have asked me nicely. Ask anybody here. I'm like the nicest fucking person.
Yeah, and for two, I mean, we know what we worth, bro. At that moment, like, that's it. We were about to perform.
Yep.
They was loading up my music with the DJ.
Yep.
Come on, everybody on the team. We got our section. We got our bottles. We got our chicken. Yep. And at the same time, though, we still executed what we were hired to do. We brought the people out. You feel me? It was 1 o'clock. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that would have turned their cheek to that, or they would have wanted to have a conversation. You got
to stand on that.
You got to stand on that.
Them how to treat the next person and how to treat you. You feel me? It's necessary. And we have a multitude. I remember I went to New York to do Funk Flex freestyle early. And, you know, it was supposed to be like a big freestyle moment and shit. And he had us over there waiting we ended up waiting like an hour and a half, damn near 2 hours, but we didn't notice because we were just cracking up in the room. I'm with the homies, and we look at the clock, and I'm like, nigga, we leaving. Went downstairs, and he like, no, he on his way. Bruh, the baby was there the same day. He like, man, the baby waiting, and we like, bruh, we not waiting. We left. You feel me? And that was going to be a big freestyle moment for our journey.
That's crazy how they try to throw it in there. Hey, the baby his own man, bruh.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
what's that supposed to do?
Right? And we dipped, and it was like, bruh, I don't let niggas treat us any kind of way that I wouldn't treat another nigga.
Facts. We ain't going to take too much of LaRussell's time. You got any last questions?
No, I asked all my questions.
That's all you can with?
No, like I had more. But I ain't gonna lie, you took some of my questions, but I'm gonna let that slide today.
That's what happens when you don't share your notes. You feel me? Hey, you gotta be a shark out here. Husband or wife, it don't matter.
They gonna be on the interview like, man, he asked all the good questions.
I know, I'll be like, some of them was mine.
Yeah, all the good questions.
Hey, keep a code on your notes next time.
I'm gonna share my list in the comments so y'all know what questions I was gonna ask.
Hey, they got Mina with a cameo. Yeah, hey, look, I ain't really got too much questions, bro. Like I said, I wanted to come through, have a conversation with you. We appreciate you even having us. Like I said, the success has been great since we last see you, bro, and I'm sure it's going to go number up from here. You feel me? There ain't no other way to go, bro. Especially you doing something different. You bringing certain things back to the game, and one of those I feel like is that player shit.
You heard?
We from the Bay, bro. What happened to when we used to be players? Y'all motherfuckers haters now. You feel me? Like, we got to switch this shit up, man. Y'all backtracking. Like I said, our aerial way backtracking, which is why motherfuckers always got something to say about the Bay. The Bay ain't where it needs to be. The Bay ain't doing this. Bro, we got to go back to being players. Once again, bro, we appreciate you having us, man. We right here.
Thank you for having us.
Right here, man.
Of course.
Said you're welcome. Yeah,
this is y'all the backyard show. Y'all got to come down.
Yeah, we got to come.
Backyard show.
We got to come.
And we bringing the kids.
Yes, exactly.
Even if my wife don't come, I'm coming, bro.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
I'll come with my own friends by myself.
Watch where I show up to the front door with a gold card. They're going to be mad as hell.
And watch when we got our own gold card, huh, baby?
Hey, you could be in the jumper with the kids. We gonna be waiting on you.
I am a big kid. I love the jumper.
Hey,
I end up
quick.
in there anyway.
Yeah, you're right. One more time, man. It's Gas.
And
Monique Meraz.
We got LARUSSELL here on the Saying What You Want podcast. Let's go.
Fire.
You listening to and watching Saying What You Want podcast.